I wasn't ready for those words. Not from him, not on that night, and not in the way they landed like a bomb in the middle of my quiet living room. It had been a long day, errands, laundry, cooking, the usual rhythm of my life. But tonight, the house felt different. Too quiet. My husband was late coming home from work, which wasn't unusual, but my son, Adam, had been locked in his room for hours. There was an unusual tension in the air, a feeling I couldn't shake. Mothers have instincts, and mine was screaming that something was wrong. I tried to distract myself by folding laundry and straightening the living room, but my hands kept trembling. Every little sound made me pause. The creak of the floorboards, the hum of the refrigerator, the ticking of the clock. It felt as though the house itself was holding its breath. Then I heard the faint click of Adam's bedroom door opening. I froze, my heart hammering. He stepped into the hallway, his face pale, eyes darting around like he was bracing for a storm. His hands were shaking, and when he looked at me, I noticed the way he avoided eye contact, the hesitation in his steps. "Mom." His voice was barely above a whisper, trembling in the quiet room. My stomach dropped. "What is it, Adam?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm, but I could feel the tension gripping my chest. He hesitated, swallowed hard, and then finally spoke the words that would change everything. "We need to talk. I can't keep it a secret anymore." My hands froze around the laundry basket. My mind raced. What kind of secret? Was he hurt? Was he in trouble? Had he done something wrong? Something dangerous? The questions tumbled over each other in my head, each more terrifying than the last. He stepped closer, still avoiding my gaze. "Mom, I didn't want to scare you. I didn't know how to tell you." I held my breath. The fear in his eyes mirrored the fear in my heart. I had always believed I knew him completely, understood his every mood and worry. But now, staring at my own child, someone I had raised, loved, and protected, I realized there were corners of his life I had never seen. And that thought filled me with a mix of dread and guilt. "I'm listening, Adam. Whatever it is, we'll handle it together," I said, my voice trembling despite my attempts to sound calm. He nodded slowly, his body rigid, as if carrying a weight too heavy for a teenager to bear. For a few long moments, silence hung between us, thick, suffocating, and full of fear. And then, finally, he looked at me, tears glistening in his eyes. "Mom, I wasn't ready either," he whispered. In that instant, I knew life as I had known it was about to change. After that first terrifying moment, we sat together in the quiet living room, the air heavy with unspoken fears. Adam sat across from me, hands clenched in his lap, staring at the floor. I could see the way his shoulders trembled, the hesitation in his posture, and my chest tightened. I knew without a doubt that whatever he was about to say would shatter my world. "Mom," he began softly, "there's something I've been hiding from you." My heart skipped a beat. The words hung in the air, each one heavier than the last. I tried to keep my voice steady. "Whatever it is, Adam, you can tell me. I'm listening." He swallowed hard, his eyes flicking up to mine for a moment before darting away again. "I didn't want to tell you because I thought you'd hate me, or be disappointed." Hate him, I thought? Disappointed? I had raised him, nurtured him, loved him endlessly. Nothing he could say would change that. But I knew in that moment that it wasn't just words he was hiding. It was a secret powerful enough to frighten him to his core. "I'm scared, Mom," he whispered, his voice barely audible. "I've made a mistake, a big one that could ruin everything." A wave of fear and panic crashed over me. My mind raced through every possible scenario. Trouble at school, someone hurt, something illegal, a dangerous choice. My hands shook as I reached for his, but he pulled back slightly, the weight of guilt and shame anchoring him in place. "What kind of mistake?" I asked, my voice trembling despite my attempt at calm. He took a deep breath, and I could see the tears forming in his eyes. "I'm in love with someone." For a moment I didn't understand. Love? That didn't sound like a mistake. But the look on his face told me otherwise. Fear, shame, and something darker. Something I didn't yet know. "It's not just anyone, Mom," he continued. "It's someone much older. Someone you know." My chest constricted, my heart skipping a beat. The words echoed in my mind. Someone I know? Someone older? My stomach turned, and a cold knot of dread settled deep inside me. "Who?" I whispered, my voice barely audible. Adam swallowed hard, avoiding my gaze. It's your friend. The one who visits sometimes. Time seemed to stop, my vision blurred, and for a moment, I felt the floor beneath me vanish. The person I trusted, someone I had welcomed into my home, someone I considered safe, had become part of the secret that threatened to destroy my family. Tears welled in my eyes as I tried to comprehend it all. Anger, fear, confusion and heartbreak collided inside me. My son looked so small, so lost, and yet so honest. And I knew then that protecting him meant facing a truth more painful than anything I could have imagined. And I realized, with a sinking heart, that this secret was only the beginning. After Adam's confession, I felt like I had been punched in the chest. My mind spun, my heart raced, and every muscle in my body felt tense with fear and disbelief. I stared at him, trying to process what I had just heard. My son, the boy I had raised, loved, and protected, was involved in something I could hardly comprehend. Your friend? I whispered, my voice trembling. My friend? Adam nodded slowly, tears streaming down his face. I didn't mean for it to happen, Mom. I swear I didn't. It started with conversations, just talking. She listened when no one else did. She made me feel seen. My chest tightened so much that I felt I couldn't breathe. My mind raced through every visit she had made to our house. Every time I had welcomed her in with a smile, shared coffee and laughter, completely unaware that a secret had been growing in the shadows. How long? I asked, my voice breaking. Months, almost 6 months, he admitted quietly. 6 months. 6 months of hidden messages, stolen glances, and conversations I didn't know existed. My heart pounded in my chest, and for a moment I couldn't move. I had trusted her. I had welcomed her. I had considered her part of our family. Adam, I whispered, my voice trembling, why didn't you tell me sooner? I was scared, he said, his voice breaking. I didn't want to disappoint you, or make you angry. I didn't know how to explain it. I didn't even understand it myself at first. I sank into the chair beside him, covering my face with my hands. Anger, heartbreak, and disbelief all collided at once. How could I have been so blind? How had I missed the signs? How had my own child felt so alone that he sought comfort in someone so dangerous for him emotionally? Tears blurred my vision as I looked at him. I should have seen it, I whispered. I should have known something was wrong. It's not your fault, Adam said softly, reaching for my hand. I made choices. I didn't mean for it to go this far. But I couldn't stop the storm inside me. The betrayal, the fear, the heartbreak. It was suffocating. And yet, beneath all of it, I knew one thing with terrifying clarity. I had to act. I had to protect my son, even if it meant confronting someone I had trusted, even if it meant facing a truth that could shatter everything. Mom, Adam said again, his voice trembling. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And in that moment, I realized the weight of my responsibility. Protecting him, guiding him, helping him make the right choice. The decisions we made next would determine his future, and I had no idea if we were ready for what was coming. Because some truths, once revealed, can't be hidden again. And ours had just been. The next morning, I woke up with a knot of determination in my chest. I couldn't ignore what Adam had told me. The truth was out, and it was up to me to act. Protecting my son meant facing someone I had trusted, someone I had welcomed into our home, and that thought made my stomach churn. I waited until Adam left for school, giving me the courage I needed. When she arrived later that day, smiling as if everything were normal, my heart pounded in my chest. Every laugh, every casual greeting, suddenly felt like a betrayal. She had no idea how dangerous the situation had become. I gestured for her to sit. Is everything okay? She asked, her voice cautious. No, I said firmly, my hands resting on the table, gripping it so tightly my knuckles turned white. We need to talk about Adam and what has been happening behind my back. Her eyes widened slightly, then darted away. I don't know what you mean, she said, but the hesitation in her voice betrayed her. I took a deep breath. Don't lie to me. I know about the conversations. I know about the influence you've had over him, and I know you've crossed a line that should never have been crossed. Her body stiffened. She opened her mouth, then closed it, tears beginning to form in her eyes. I never meant for it to go this far. I didn't force him. I didn't want to hurt anyone. Her words ignited a fire in me, anger, disbelief, and fear all at once. You may not have forced him, but you manipulated his emotions. You took advantage of his vulnerability. That stops now. Tears ran down her face. I know. I'm sorry. I truly am. I didn't know what else to do. I held her gaze, steady and unflinching. The only thing you can do now is stay away, completely. You will have no contact with Adam, not now, not ever. Because if you truly cared about him, you would respect that boundary. She nodded, her shoulders sagging with defeat. I promise, she whispered. When she left, the house felt heavy but somehow lighter, as if a storm had passed, but left its mark. I sat down, exhausted, heart still pounding, knowing that the hardest part wasn't over. I had confronted her, but now I had to help Adam heal. I had to be strong for him. Because sometimes protecting the ones you love means facing the hardest truths, and standing firm when the world feels like it's falling apart. Adam moved through the house with a heavy heart, carrying the weight of his mistakes and the aftermath of the secret that had shaken our family. I too felt the weight pressing down on me, but I knew that the only way to heal was to face the pain together, not alone. We began small, quiet breakfasts, walks in the park, and late-night conversations that slowly rebuilt the trust that had been broken. I listened without judgment, letting him speak freely about his fear, his confusion, and the loneliness that had led him down a path he now regretted. Each word he shared, no matter how painful, was a step toward healing. One evening, as we sat on the balcony watching the sun dip below the horizon, Adam finally looked at me and whispered, "Thank you for believing me, Mom, even when I didn't believe in myself." I reached for his hand, squeezing it gently. "I will always believe in you, Adam, always." Slowly, life began to feel normal again. Adam returned to his studies, reconnected with friends, and rediscovered the hobbies he had abandoned. The shadow that had haunted him started to lift, replaced by confidence and clarity. And through it all, I watched him grow stronger, learning to face life's challenges with courage and wisdom. The experience had changed me too. I realized that love is not just about protecting someone from the world. It's also about helping them face their mistakes, guiding them through their darkest moments, and standing by them as they learn and grow. I had learned that even when the words you aren't ready for hit you like a thunderstorm, they can ultimately bring clarity, healing, and deeper connection. One quiet night, as I tucked Adam into bed, I whispered a promise to myself. No secret, no fear, no mistake would ever come between us again. We had survived the storm, and our bond was stronger than ever. Sometimes the hardest truths reveal the strongest love. And sometimes the moments that break us also teach us how to rebuild, stronger, wiser, and closer than we were before. Because love, forgiveness, and understanding have the power to heal even the deepest wounds, if you are ready to embrace them.